Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. These are 5 rules that I came up with on how to not sound like a douchebag when you speak, particularly in public. If you stick around, it's not going to take very long to go through these 5 rules. And if you stick around, I'll tell you the quick story that inspired me to do this video. Rule number 1 on how not to be a douchebag. By the way, if you are a douchebag, you probably aren't going to watch this video. I don't really know who this is for because douchebags aren't really going to care about this. True douchebags. So it is what it is. I got inspired, so I wrote it on a board, and here I am. Rule number 1, proximity equals volume. Volume is inverse to the distance. The closer to the human ears you are, the softer your voice should be. In other words, don't be yelling in people's faces, and keep the volume as low as you possibly can while still conveying your point to the other person. Number 2, context filter. Match the topic to the room. So if you're in public or mixed company, try to keep it PG-13. Am I talking about censorship here, or am I talking about being very overly sensitive or worrying about offending people? No, I don't particularly care about offending people. However, it's kind of not very classy to be talking about things that not everybody wants to hear, especially when you're surrounded by people in a crowd. They are not choosing to hear your weird shit. So try to keep it PG. Again, I'm being Captain Obvious here to any non-douchebags that are watching the video, but here we go. Number 3, the grandma test. So assume your grandmother, a 10-year-old, and your boss are within earshot and speak accordingly. Very self-explanatory. Anything you don't want your grandma to hear or a child, maybe you should just keep it to yourself in a crowd, in a public space. Number 4, consent to conversation. Service workers are trapped at their job when they're serving you. You aren't trapped. You can leave, they can't. So they most likely don't want to hear your creepy little stories or things about what's going on in your personal life that are too personal. They want to get the job done and get you out of there, and they'll be as nice as possible. And just remember that you're holding them hostage, and your stories may hold them hostage too. Number 5, ask is greater than tell, the 2-to-1 ratio. So when you're talking to somebody, for every chunk of dialogue that you vomit out of your mouth, ask a couple of questions and seem kind of interested in the conversation. And then listen to the answers, because that'll be a gauge for how to proceed with the conversation and how to go forward. It's like reading the room, right? All of this is kind of reading the room and reading the person. So these are 5 rules that I came up with. Now, the story that led me to doing this little video. I was getting my hair cut 2 days ago, and I was sitting quietly in the chair with my usual barber. She's great. We don't say a whole lot. We usually talk for 45 seconds when when I first sit down. A little chit chat. How you been? How's the family? Good to see you again. What are we doing today? Same as that I always do. Okay, I'm going to wash your hair first. Blah blah blah. We say maybe 15 words after that total. So we're pretty quiet. Now the guy next to me was a real chatty Cathy. And the thing is that his barber was a willing participant in the conversation. I got the honor and privilege of hearing all about his personal life, how he takes Viagra and how Viagra affects him, how it makes him really horny, what edibles do to him. He takes edibles to stay awake. He takes edibles to go to sleep. He has an older girlfriend. He's early 40s, she's 44, but he prefers younger ladies. A lot of that stuff. Also, a lot of swearing, as in every sentence has at least one, right? That should have been kind of a bonus rule, actually. Swearing should be used as a garnish, not as a main course or the gravy that covers everything. Swearing, I'm not averse to swearing. I do it. I just did it just now, and I'm not averse to doing it, but it should be used as a little spice, a little seasoning in a conversation when appropriate. Swearing can be funny, it can be effective, but it can't be every second word. You look like a hillbilly when you do that. Only in certain circumstances is swearing a lot, like every 5 words, entertaining. For instance, if you're Joe Pesci in Goodfellas, that's appropriate for the character. Of course, he's playing a murderous gangster. But swearing should be used at appropriate moments and sparingly, or else you look like a douchebag. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll try not to take so long before I make another one. Bye for now.